Leviticus chapter 22. No blemish on the altar, no stain on the crown. Part 1. Don't bring your defiled ass to the altar. You think this is a game? You think you can walk up in here, call on the name of the Most High with your mouth, while your whole life is covered in the filth and the shit of this goddamn Babylonian system? You dumbass Negroes are playing with fire, and you about to get your whole world burned to the fucking ground. You out here talking about you keeping Torah, but you still sleeping with the enemy, eating his poison, thinking his thoughts, and you got the nerve to act like you're presenting something holy to the Father. That shit is over. The time for playing dress-up Israelite is done. Judgment is at the door, and Yah is checking receipts. He's checking the fucking inventory, and most of you are coming up short, coming up dirty, coming up defiled. This ain't about ancient history. This is your life right now in 2026. You feel that pressure? That boot on your neck? That's not just the oppressor. That's the hand of the Almighty squeezing the wickedness out of you. And if you don't let it go, he's gonna pop you like a fucking grape. Let's go to the book, Leviticus chapter 22. Let's see what the Most High actually requires from the people who claim to be his priests, his holy nation. And Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh spake unto Moshe, saying, Verse 1, the broadcast is starting. The signal is coming from the throne room, and Moshe, the lawgiver, is the receiver. This ain't Moses' opinion. This ain't some suggestion from a committee. This is a direct command from the engineer of the fucking universe. This is the source code being downloaded. Every word that comes next is a command line, an instruction that governs the operation of the system. You violate the code, the system crashes. Your system, your life. Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things which they hallow unto me. I am Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. Verse 2. Listen to me. Who is Aaron and his sons? That's the priesthood. And what did the Most High call you in Exodus chapter 19, verse 6? A kingdom of priests and an holy nation. This is talking to you, motherfucker. You, the so-called Negro, who are waking up and claiming your heritage. This is your job description. But look at the command. Separate themselves from what? The holy things. What the fuck are the holy things? Is that a golden cup? A special cloth? Stop thinking like a goddamn child. The holy things are the covenant promises, the inheritance, the knowledge of the truth, the laws, statutes, and commandments, the very identity of Yisrael. These are the things Yah set apart, the things he made sacred. And he tells the priesthood, that's you, to separate from them. When? When you are unclean. He's saying, don't you dare touch my covenant. Don't you dare handle my truth. Don't you dare speak my name if you are walking in filth. You profane his name when you claim to be an Israelite, but you live like a heathen. You make his truth look like a lie. You drag his holy standard through the mud of your Babylon bullshit. You on the corner with fringes on, talking about the law. Then you go home and beat your wife, cheat on your taxes, and watch pornography until your eyes bleed. You are profaning the holy things. You are making the name of the Most High a laughingstock among the nations. And he says right there, I am Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. That's his signature on the fucking death warrant for anyone who disobeys. Saying to them, whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things, which the children of Yisrael hallow unto Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. Verse 3, this is where it gets real. This ain't no slap on the wrist. This is the penalty clause in the contract. That soul shall be cut off from my presence. What does that mean, cut off? You think that means you just die and go to the grave? Oh, it's so much worse than that. Being cut off from his presence is the definition of hell on earth. It means the power cord is pulled. You're disconnected from the source. The protection is gone. The guidance is gone. The blessing is gone. The frequency of the Most High is no longer available to you. You're a dead device. You're still walking around, breathing, eating, shitting, but you are spiritually dead. You're a zombie, a shell, animated by the low-frequency garbage of this world. Look at your life. You wonder why nothing works? Why your money is fucked up, your kids are out of control, your body is sick, your mind is a chaotic mess? You've been cut off. You tried to go into the holy things. You came into this truth. You learned the name. You got the feast days down, but you brought your uncleanness with you, your secret sins, your allegiance to this beast system, your love for the ways of the heathen. And Yah's system, by its very design, ejected you. It firewalled you out. It's a spiritual and physical quarantine. You are cut off from the very power you claim to serve. That's why your prayers hit the fucking ceiling and fall back in your face. What man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper, or hath a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he be clean. And whoso touches anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goeth from him. Verse 4. Now he gives us the schematics of this uncleanness. He's not just talking about physical sickness. This is symbolic language for the spiritual diseases that have infected our people. First, a leper. What is leprosy in the scripture? It's not just a skin disease. It's a symbol for a deep, corrupting sin that makes you an outcast. It's a sin that eats away at your flesh, makes you rot from the inside out, and is highly contagious. What is modern day spiritual leprosy? It's holding on to these slave master religions. It's that whip and chain Christianity you can't let go of. It's that plantation theology that tells you to love your enemy while he still got his boot on your damn neck. That shit is leprosy. It rots your mind, makes you passive and weak, and it infects everyone you talk to. Homosexuality is leprosy. Feminism is leprosy. These are ideologies that eat away at the divine order of the Most High, and they will get you put out of the camp, spiritually and physically. Then it says, or hath a running issue. This is a symbol of an uncontrolled flow, a life with no discipline. Your mouth is a running issue, always leaking gossip, lies, and bullshit. Your eyes are a running issue, always leaking lust for things that don't belong to you. Your desires are a running issue, an endless flow of wanting more of what this world offers. You have no self-control. Your life force, your spiritual energy is just pouring out into the sewer of this world. You can't eat of the holy things because you've got nothing left to give. You've leaked it all out. And what about touching something unclean by the dead? The dead are the nations. They are spiritually dead, cut off from the covenant of life. And most of our people are dead right alongside them. When you go back and hang with your old degenerate friends, when you sit and soak in their television programming, when you adopt their philosophies and their politics, you are touching the dead. And their death gets on you. It's a spiritual contagion. You can't serve Yah and keep one foot in the graveyard with the spiritually dead, or a man whose seed goes from him. This is about wasting your seed, literally and spiritually, pouring your life, your potential, your creative power into dead-end pursuits, wasting your seed on heathen women who will raise your children to be enemies of their own people, wasting your spiritual seed trying to teach people Yah has blinded. You pour out your essence on things that produce no life. Or whosoever touches any creeping thing, whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he hath. Verse 5, a creeping thing. These are the low-level sins, the little things you think don't matter. They creep, they're subtle. The little white lie to your boss, scrolling through filth on your phone when no one's looking, that little bit of envy you have for your brother's success. You think Yah doesn't see the creeping things? They make you just as unclean as the big loud sins. They're termites in the foundation of your house. You ignore them long enough, the whole fucking thing collapses. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. A little creeping thing defiles the whole goddamn temple. And notice it says, a man of whom he may take uncleanness. You can catch uncleanness. It's a virus. You hang around unclean people, you will become unclean. Period. The math is simple. You can't be a friend of this world and a friend of the Most High. You choose. The soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until even, and shall not eat of the holy things, unless he wash his flesh with water. Verse 6. Here's the protocol for decontamination. Unclean until even. Evening marks the end of a day, the completion of a cycle. This symbolizes a period of repentance. It's not instantaneous. You don't get to just say, my bad, and keep it moving. You have to go through a process. And what's the process? Unless he washed his flesh with water. Is this talking about taking a shower? Hell no. The water, as it says in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26, is the word. The washing of water by the word. You get clean by immersing yourself in the law. You scrub your mind, your spirit, your actions with the commandments of the Most High. That's the only soap that can wash this kind of filth off. You have to let the word break down your old programming, your plantation theology, your colonizer doctrines. You wash until the filth of Babylon is gone. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food. Verse 7, when the sun goes down, that cycle of repentance is complete. The old day is dead. A new day begins. You are now in a state to eat of the holy things. What does that mean? It means you can now partake in the covenant. You can now access the promises. You can now receive the spiritual nourishment that is your inheritance. Notice it says, because it is his food. This truth, this covenant, this way of life, this is our food. It's what sustains us. It's what gives us life. You can't live on the toxic junk food of this world and expect to be spiritually healthy. You have to eat the bread of life, which is obedience to the Most High. That which dieth of itself, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am Yad-Heh, Wah-Heh. Verse 8, another command about what you consume. This ain't just about your dinner plate. This is about your spiritual diet. What are you feeding your mind? That which dieth of itself. This is dead doctrine. Doctrine with no life in it. It just came into existence on its own, not from the breath of the Most High. This is every man-made religion on the planet. Sunday worship, Christmas, Easter, that shit died of itself. It has no root in scripture. It's a spiritual corpse. You eat it, you become dead just like it. Or it's torn with beasts. Who are the beasts in scripture? They are the ruling Gentile nations, the empires, Rome, Greece, and their modern child, America. What is doctrine torn with beasts? It's the truth that they got their hands on, ripped to shreds, and then tried to feed back to you. This is the 66-book canon they handed you after they ripped out all the good parts. This is the auction block gospel they preached to your ancestors, tearing out all the verses about liberation and justice, and only feeding you the parts about being a good, obedient slave. This is the Caesar worship garbage they call Christianity. It's been mauled by the beast. It's covered in the saliva of the pale empire. You eat that, you are eating their corruption, their lies, their blood money programming. You defile yourself with it. And again, Yah signs it. I am Yad-Heh, Wah-Heh. He's the one who sets the menu. They shall therefore keep mine ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and die therefore, if they profane it. I, Yad-Heh, Wah-Heh, do sanctify them. Verse 9, here's the summary. Here's the final punch to the gut for this section. Keep mine ordinance. This is not a suggestion. This is a command. Why? Lest they bear sin for it, and die therefore. The stakes are life and death. Real talk. This walk is not a hobby. It's not a social club. Coming into this knowledge puts a target on your back and a responsibility on your soul. To know the truth and then profane it by living a filthy, disobedient life is a capital offense in the court of heaven. You will bear sin. That means you will carry the weight, the consequence, the penalty of your own damn rebellion. And that penalty is death, a spiritual death that leads to a physical and eternal one. He says, if they profane it. To profane means to treat something holy as if it's common. You profane this truth every time you compromise, every time you make excuses, every time you put your job, your woman, your money, or your feelings before the commandments of your God. Look at the last line. Ayad he wa he, do sanctify them. To sanctify means to set apart for a holy purpose. He is the one doing the setting apart. It's his process. He is pulling a people out of this filthy world, cleaning them up and making them his own. This whole chapter is the protocol for that sanctification. It's a cleansing process. And if you fight the process, if you hold on to your filth, the process itself will kill you. The same fire that purifies gold is the same fire that consumes trash. So you have to ask yourself, right now, are you approaching the holy thing as clean? Or are you a leper with a running issue, still touching the dead, still eating what the beasts have torn? Because the Most High is doing an inspection, and those who are found unclean in his presence are about to be cut the fuck off. Part 2, the stranger at the gate ain't your brother. And don't you dare think you can bring the heathen to the table with you while Yah is doing this cleansing. You sentimental soft-ass fools. You think this is a potluck? You think the Most High's covenant is a damn open buffet for every demon-worshiping, law-breaking degenerate you call a friend? You are about to learn the hard way about trespassing and the difference between a guest and an enemy at the gate. Yah is drawing a hard line, and you better figure out which side of it you're on. Let's get back to the blueprint. Leviticus chapter 22, verse 10. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing. A sojourner of the priest or an hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing. Look at this shit. A stranger. The Hebrew word is zuver. It doesn't just mean foreigner. It means someone who is estranged, an alien, an outsider to the covenant. This is about spiritual status, not skin color, you dumbasses. This is about who is under contract with the Almighty and who is not. And the law is plain. They shall not eat of the holy thing. What is the holy thing? The promises, the inheritance, the knowledge of who you are, the laws that give life, the Sabbath day of rest, the name of the Most High. This is our food, our spiritual substance. And Yah says the stranger can't have it. Why? Because it's not his. It will poison him. Giving this truth to a man whose heart is not circumcised is like feeding a steak to a fucking goldfish. It'll kill him, and he'll just make a mess in the process. And notice who else is on the list. A sojourner of the priest and a hired servant. Who is that today? That's the person who hangs around the truth for a benefit. That's the heathen woman who comes to the feast day because she likes the food and the music, but she won't put away her idols. That's the so-called friend who listens to you talk about scripture because he wants to borrow money from you. They are hired servants. Their allegiance is to the paycheck, to the benefit, not to the Father. They are getting something out of their association with you, but they are not part of the house. And the commandment is clear. They do not eat. This universalist, come as you are, all-inclusive garbage from your Sunday plantation programming is a direct violation of the word of the Most High. This truth is not for them, period. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it, and he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat. Verse 11, now watch the engineering. How does a stranger stop being a stranger? There are only two ways to be part of the household of Israel. You are either born in it or you are bought. He that is born in this house, that's you, so-called Negro. You were born into this covenant by blood, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is your birthright. You are a native son. This is your father's meat on the table. But what about this other way? If the priest buy any soul with his money, who the fuck is the priest who has enough money to buy a soul? That's Yod Hey Waw Shin Ayin. He is the high priest. And what was his money? His blood. He didn't pay with silver or gold. He paid with his life. 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 18 says, you were redeemed, not with corruptible things as silver and gold, but with the precious blood of the anointed. This verse right here in Leviticus is a prophecy of the scattered sheep of Yisrael, the northern kingdom who were divorced and became strangers to the covenant, being bought back into the family. They were purchased, redeemed. You don't just wander into this house. You are either born here or you are bought and dragged in here by the high priest himself. There is no other application process. You can't just decide you're an Israelite. You either carry the bloodline from birth or the blood of the Messiah buys you back. End of story. And if you have been bought, you belong to him. You are his property. You eat at his table because he owns your ass. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy things. Verse 12, pay attention, sisters. The priest's daughter is an Israelite woman. She was born in the house. The food is hers by right. But what does she do? She gets married unto a stranger. She makes a covenant with an outsider. She joins herself to a man, a system, a God that is not her father's. And what happens? She is immediately cut off from her father's table. She forfeits her right to eat. This is not a suggestion. This is a spiritual law. When you, daughter of Zion, give your body, your womb, and your allegiance to a heathen man who worships money, who worships himself, who worships the gods of this world, you have committed spiritual adultery. You have married a stranger. You have chosen his table over your father's. You can't have both. You lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas, and you don't get a seat at the royal table. This goes for you brothers too. You marry your job. You marry this American dream. You marry this political party. You have entered a covenant with a stranger. And you wonder why you feel spiritually starved? Because you gave up your seat at the table to go eat the cheap, toxic garbage the stranger was offering you. You got played. You traded your birthright for a bowl of Babylonian bullshit. But if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced and have no child, and is returned unto her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. Verse 13, here's the mercy, here's the escape hatch, but it has conditions. Brutal, non-negotiable conditions. If the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced, that means the covenant with the stranger must be broken. He has to die, or you have to divorce his ass. Spiritually speaking, that strange system you married has to become dead to you. That addiction, that ideology, that false religion, that toxic relationship, you have to kill it. You have to serve it divorce papers. No more visitations. No more late night calls. It's over. And have no child. This is deep. It means you produce no fruit for the enemy. Your union with Babylon was barren. You didn't raise up a generation of system-loving, Torah-hating children. You didn't invest your seed, your creative energy into building up the stranger's house. If you did, that's a whole other level of entanglement. Then what? In his return to her father's house, as in her youth, you have to come back, humbly, like a child, not with demands, not with your Babylonian baggage. You come back to the way you were supposed to be from the beginning. You submit to your father's authority again. And if you do all that, then she shall eat of her father's meat. The table is open to you again. This is the whole book of Hosea in one verse. Yisrael, the whore, can come home, but she's got to leave her pimps first. She's got to wash the filth off. So if you're out there shacked up with Babylon, the Most High is telling you right now, there is a way back, but it requires a death. Either your stranger dies to you, or you die out there with him. And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, Then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priest with the holy thing. Verse 14. What about mistakes? What about sins of ignorance? The Most High has a protocol for that too. Unwittingly means you didn't know. You were born into a 501c3 blood money church. You were taught that Sunday was the Sabbath. You were taught that a pig was food. You ate the holy things. You handled the name and the word of the Most High in ignorance, in an unclean state. Does Yah just say, oh, no problem? Hell no. The moment you learn the truth, a debt is created. You have to make restitution. You have to put the fifth part thereof unto it. Now let's get into the engineering of that. Why a fifth part? Why not a 10th or a 4th? The number 5 in the Paleo Hebrew corresponds to the letter Hey. The pictograph is a man with his arms raised. It means look, behold, reveal, or breath/spirit. Adding the fifth part is not just a 20% penalty tax. It is a spiritual command. You must restore what was taken and add revelation to it. You have to stand up and behold, show everyone the error you were in. You have to breathe the spirit of truth back onto the thing you profaned. So you find out Christmas is pagan. You don't just quietly stop celebrating. You make restitution by going to your family and revealing the truth to them. You add the fifth part. You add the testimony. You add the warning. You add the spirit. You took from the truth in ignorance. Now you add to the truth in repentance. That is the divine mathematics of making things right. And they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto Yad-Heh-Wah-Heh. Verse 15. This is the command to the gatekeepers, to the priesthood, to you, if you call yourself a teacher, a brother, a watchman in this truth. It's a summary statement. Do not let this sacred shit be made common. To profane something is to treat it like it's regular, like it's mundane, like it's available to anyone off the street. This truth is not regular. The name is not regular. The covenants are not regular. Our identity is not regular. These are the holy things. They are set apart. Your job is to maintain that separation. Your job is to be the bouncer at the door of the temple. When you see someone dragging this truth through the mud, mixing it with worldly philosophy, selling it for clicks and views, you are commanded by the Most High to shut that shit down. You are commanded not to let the holy things be profane. And if you stand by and watch it happen, you are just as guilty as the one doing the profaning. Or suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass when they eat their holy things. For Yad-Heh-Wah-Heh do sanctify them. Verse 16. Here's the damn receipt for your silence. If you, the priest, suffer them, allow them to eat while they are unclean, you are complicit in their judgment. They bear the iniquity, but a piece of that weight lands on your fucking neck. Your failure to correct is a sin. Your desire to be light, to be non-confrontational, makes you an accessory to spiritual crime. This verse is a death sentence to the entire doctrine of judge not. The pastor, who won't preach against homosexuality because he doesn't want to lose members, is suffering them to bear iniquity. The brother who sees his friend committing adultery and says nothing is suffering him to bear iniquity. You are literally helping them load the gun they are going to use to blow their own damn brains out. And look at why. The final clause is the whole point of this entire chapter. For I, Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, do sanctify them. It is his process. Sanctification means being set apart for a holy use. It is an active, sometimes violent cleansing. He is the one doing it. These laws, these protocols, are the mechanics of that process. They are the chemical agents he uses to burn the filth off of us. You don't get to interfere with the process. You don't get to change the formula. You either submit to the sanctification or you will be consumed by it as just another piece of trash that needs to be burned away. And Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh spake unto Moshe, saying, verse 17, and he's not done, not even close. You hear that? That's the sound of the next frequency coming through. That's the Most High loading another round into the chamber. He just got done telling the priesthood who they can and cannot let eat at his table. He just laid down the laws of spiritual quarantine. He just put the weight of the entire nation's holiness on the shoulders of the watchmen. And now he's about to change the subject. He's about to go from the people who eat the offering to the offering itself. You think the rules for you were strict? Wait until you hear the requirements for what you bring to him. Part 3. Yah don't want your defective worship. He just laid out the security protocol for his house, telling you who can and can't even get a plate at his damn table. Now he's about to inspect the plate itself. You think the rules for you were strict? Wait till you hear the quality control standards for what you bring him. You motherfuckers are trying to offer the Most High your spiritual garbage, your blemished sacrifices, your half-assed, broken down, diseased obedience, and you expect a blessing? You're about to find out how fucking wrong you are. Back to the blueprint. Leviticus chapter 22, verse 18. The broadcast continues. Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers in Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows, and for all his freewill offerings, which they will offer unto Yahweh for a burnt offering. Yah opens the aperture. This ain't just for the priesthood no more. This is for all the children of Israel. That's your black ass in the projects, your black ass struggling to pay rent, your indigenous ass trying to remember who the hell you are. This is for all of us. And notice, he includes the strangers in Israel. Who's that? We just covered it. That's the scattered northern kingdom, bought back by the blood of the Messiah. That's any soul brought into the household. The point is, once you are in the house, the same goddamn rules apply to you. There's no JV team. There's no special ed class for new believers. The standard is the standard. And what's the context? Vows and free will offerings. This is about what you choose to bring to the Almighty. This is what you are presenting as your worship, your service, your life. Ye shall offer at your own will a male without blemish, of the beeves, of the sheep, or of the goats. Verse 19, here it is. The first specification on the divine blueprint, a male without blemish. Let's decode this shit, because your punk ass pastor never will. A male. Why a male? The male is the head, the seed, the source, the strength. Yah's not asking for your leftovers. He's not asking for your secondary effort. He is demanding the principal thing, the strongest part of you, your primary energy, your first thought in the morning, not the tired, worn out dregs of your attention after you've given your whole day to your slave master on the job. A male offering is an offering of strength, of leadership, of procreative power. It's an offering that can produce something. And it must be without blemish, perfect, whole, no defects, no shortcuts, no compromises. This one verse right here is a fucking sledgehammer to the entire foundation of modern whip and chain Christianity. They sell you this come as you are bullshit, which is true for the call, but they forget the rest of the sentence. But don't you dare fucking stay as you are. The Most High standard is perfection. Yod Hey Wash and Ayin said to himself in Matthew chapter 5 verse 48, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. You don't get to bring your pet sins, your convenient compromises, your everybody does it excuses to his altar. He demands a perfect offering. And since you can't produce one, you're supposed to realize you need the only perfect offering ever made, the blood of the Messiah. But that doesn't let you off the hook. That perfect sacrifice is supposed to empower you to walk in a new level of perfection, to strive to bring a blemish-free life to him every damn day. But whatsoever hath a blemish, that shall ye not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. Verse 20, he says it again, just in case you're thick in the goddamn head. If it's got a blemish, he don't want it. It is not acceptable. That word doesn't just mean he doesn't like it. It means it is not received. The transaction is void. The connection is dropped. Think about it like this. You're trying to upload a file to the Most High server. Your offering, your prayer, your praise, your Sabbath observance is the file. The blemish is a goddamn virus. It's a corrupted piece of code. When you try to upload it, the system's firewall detects the corruption and immediately rejects the file. Access denied. That's what's happening to most of you. You're out here offering up prayers that are blemished with doubt. You're offering up praise that's blemished with hypocrisy. You're offering up obedience that's blemished with secret rebellion. And you're wondering why nothing is changing in your life. It's because your offerings are being rejected at the goddamn gate. They are not acceptable. That shit you're offering him is getting bounced right back into your own fucking lap. And whosoever offers a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yud Hey Wah Hey to accomplish his vow, or a free will offering in beeves or sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish therein. Verse 21, a sacrifice of peace. How the fuck you gonna have peace with the creator of the universe when you bringing him defective, half-ass garbage? You can't. Real talk. The reason your mind is in chaos, the reason your house is in chaos, the reason your finances are in chaos is because you have no peace with your power. And you have no peace because your offering is unacceptable. You made a vow. You told the Most High Yah, if you get me out of this, I'll serve you for the rest of my life. He got you out of it. And now you're trying to pay him back with a blemished check. You're giving him Sunday service instead of the Saturday Sabbath. You're giving him a silent prayer in your car instead of a bold testimony on your job. You think he forgot the terms of the deal? He says if you want it to be accepted, it must be perfect, no blemish. This is a pass-fail system. There is no curve. There is no extra credit. It's either perfect or it's profane. Blind or broken or maimed or having a wind or scurvy or scabbed, ye shall not offer these unto Yod He Wah He, nor make an offering by fire of them upon the altar unto Yod He Wah He. Verse 22. Now the master engineer gives us a detailed diagnostic checklist of unacceptable blemishes. This is Yah's quality assurance inspector walking the assembly line of your life and pointing out the fatal defects. This ain't about livestock, you fools. This is about your soul. What's the blind offering? It's worship without knowledge. It's you in that 501c3 church singing songs you don't understand to a God you can't identify based on a doctrine you never verified. You're blind. Your pastor is blind. And Yod Hey Wah Shanai said, when the blind lead the blind, they both fall into a fucking ditch. A blind offering is an insult. It's telling Yah you too lazy to even open your eyes and see who he is. What's a broken offering? It's a broken covenant. It's a broken promise. It's you trying to serve Yah while your marriage is broken. Your relationship with your children is broken. Your word to your brother is broken. You bring this shattered, fragmented life to him and expect him to be pleased? Heal your own damn house first. A broken offering is also a broken law. You try to keep one commandment while you stomp all over 10 others. That's a broken sacrifice. James chapter 2, verse 10 says, if you break one point of the law, you are guilty of breaking all of it. What's a maimed offering? Maimed means a part is missing. It's incomplete. This is you giving Yah your Saturday, but not your wallet. Giving him your diet, but not your dirty imagination. You're holding back a piece of yourself. You're trying to make a deal. I give you this, Yah, but this part is mine. That's a maimed offering. He wants all of you, or none of you. Or having a wind, or scurvy, or scabbed. These are all symbols for spiritual sickness, for foulness, for disease. A wind is a cyst, a festering sore under the skin. It's that secret sin you've been hiding, that bitterness you won't let go of, that pornography addiction you feed in the dark. You think you can cover it up with a suit and tie on Saturday? Yah sees the pus leaking out. Scurvy or scabbed. These are skin diseases. They represent doctrines and lifestyles that are rotten, unclean, and contagious. This is that plantation theology that rots your mind. It's that spirit of feminism that puts scabs all over the divine order of the family. It's every pagan holiday you celebrate. That shit is a spiritual skin disease, and you're trying to offer it to a perfectly clean Elohim. He's not touching it. It's fucking disgusting to him. Either a bullock or a lamb that have anything superfluous or lacking in its parts, that mayest thou offer for a free will offering. But for a vow, it shall not be accepted. Verse 23, this is a deep cut. He says if it has something superfluous or lacking, something extra or something missing, an architectural flaw, you can offer it as a free will gift, but not to fulfill a vow. Let's break down the engineering. Superfluous or lacking. This is a manufacturing defect. The component is not built to specification. Yah is the engineer reality. His laws are the source code. His commandments are the design specs. When you add your own traditions, your own opinions, your own I feel like garbage to his law, you are adding a superfluous part. You fucking up the design. When you decide a commandment is done away with or doesn't apply today, you are creating a lacking part. You're removing a critical component from the machine. Either way, the final assembly is defective. It's a goddamn lemon. And he said you can't use a lemon to pay a debt, to fulfill a vow. Why? Because a vow is a contract. It requires a specific, agreed upon payment. A free will offering is different. It's a gift. But even then, what kind of son gives his father a broken piece of shit as a gift? This verse shows a little grace for ignorance, but it makes it clear that when it comes to covenant business, to contractual obligations, only perfect adherence to the specifications will be accepted. Your vow to serve him requires you to follow his blueprint to the letter, not your jackleg, home repair version of it. Ye shall not offer unto Yahweh that which is bruised, or crushed, or broken, or cut. Neither shall you make any offering thereof in your land. Verse 24, this is it. This is the verse that castrates the entire modern church system. What is he talking about here? The anatomy of the animal being referenced points to the testicles, the reproductive organs, the very source of the seed. Bruised, or crushed, or broken, or cut. He is talking about offering something that is spiritually impotent, something that cannot produce life, something that has had its seed destroyed. What the fuck is the modern church but a gelding? A castrated animal. It has no seed. It cannot reproduce true righteousness. It preaches a bruised gospel, beaten soft to make the heathen comfortable. It preaches a crushed Messiah, a weak, long-haired, peace and love hippie who would never judge anybody. It preaches a broken law, torn to pieces and nailed to the cross. It preaches a cut covenant, where the promises made to Israel have been cut off and given to every pagan on the planet. This is the offering of Babylon, an impotent faith, an effeminate Christ, a sterile doctrine. It makes eunuchs, not men. It produces choir boys, not warriors. And the Most High looks at that neutered, powerless, ballless religion you're trying to offer him, and he says, get that fucking shit out of my sight. Don't you dare even make an offering like that in my land. He finds it utterly repulsive. Neither from a stranger's hand shall you offer the bread of your God of any of these, because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them. They shall not be accepted for you. Verse 25, and here he brings it all home. After listing all these defects, all this corruption, all this filth, he tells you where not to get your offering from a stranger's hand. Who is the stranger? The heathen, the outsider to the covenant. What is the bread of your God? It's the word, the doctrine, the spiritual food. Yah's giving you a direct, unequivocal command. Do not take your doctrine from the heathen. Do not accept their religious instruction. Do not eat the spiritual food they prepare. Why? Because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them. It's contaminated from the source. The well is poison. You can't get clean water from a sewer pipe. Every single one of these Christian seminaries, these Bible colleges, these denominational headquarters, They are the strangest hands. They are the theological kitchens of the Pale Empire. And everything they cook up, everything they serve, is filled with the blemishes we just read about. It's blind, it's broken, it's maimed, it's spiritually diseased, it's castrated. Their entire system is one giant defective offering. And look at the final verdict. They shall not be accepted for you. You think you can go to their schools, learn their theology, get ordained by their system, and then bring that back to teach Israel? The Most High says that offering will not be accepted on your behalf. You are contaminated by the source. You have touched the unclean thing. You have brought a blemished sacrifice from a stranger's hand, and both you and your goddamn offering will be rejected together. The door is closing. The quality inspection is almost over, and Yah is looking at what you brought to his altar. Is it a male without blemish, or is it some blind, broken, castrated piece of shit you picked up from the stranger's table? Because that distinction is about to be the difference between life and a fire you can't fucking imagine. Part 4. His name is not a fucking toy. He just told your dumb ass not to accept the contaminated, castrated, spiritually diseased garbage from the stranger's hand. Now, he's going to show you the engineering specs for a holy offering, from the cradle to the fucking fire. You better listen close, because your whole life is on the line, and the quality inspection is happening right now. And Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh spake unto Moshe, saying, verse 26, and he keeps talking. He's not done. You think Yah's just going to drop a few vague suggestions and let you figure out the rest? Hell no. This is the master engineer laying out the schematics, line by goddamn line. The broadcast from the throne is constant, a stream of pure data. The only question is whether your receiver is tuned in or if you're still listening to the static from Babylon's radio stations. When a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam, and from the 8th day and thenceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. Verse 27. This is not about farm animals, you fool. This is about the life cycle of your offering, your service, your very life you claim to be laying on his altar. He says, when it's brought forth, when it's born, when an idea is conceived, when you first come into this truth, it has to spend 7 days under the dam. What the fuck is the dam? The mother, the source, the matrix from which it came. What does that mean for you? It means you stay connected to the source of life, the pure doctrine, the foundational milk of this truth for a complete cycle. 7 is the number of divine completion. You don't get to be born into this walk on Monday, and by Tuesday, you're a fucking general teaching other people. You have to go through a full cycle of being nurtured, of being protected, of growing under the authority of the mother principle, the body, the elders, the established word. You need to be weaned off the world's poison completely. Only from the 8th day is it accepted. Why the 8th? Because 8 is the number of new beginnings. It's resurrection. It's the number of circumcision. It is the frequency of separation from the old world and dedication to the new. This is a spiritual law. You cannot rush the process. You try to offer Yah your 2-day-old zeal, your half-baked understanding, your life that is still covered in the afterbirth of your time in Babylon, and he will reject that premature, undeveloped piece of shit. He wants an offering that has been through the complete cycle of sanctification and has entered a new state of existence. You ain't there yet, so sit the fuck down and let the process work. And whether it be cow or you shall not kill it and her young both in 1 day. Verse 28, pay attention. This is one of the deepest, most critical laws of divine mercy and engineering in the entire book. Do not kill the mother and the child on the same day. On the surface, it's about agriculture, but the Most High is never just talking about the surface. This is a law against wiping out a generational line in a single stroke. It's about preserving the future. It's about respecting the matrix of life. The mother is the source. The child is the future. You don't extinguish both at once. How are you motherfuckers doing this every goddamn day? You do it in your own house. You bring the poison of this world home, that feminist, rebellious, anti-family spirit, and you kill the mother. You destroy the divine role of the woman. You turn her into a bitter, competing enemy of her own husband. And in the same breath, you allow that same spirit to turn your son soft, to turn your daughter into a whore. You have killed the mother and her young in one spiritual day. You have wiped out a whole generation with one act of rebellion. You do it in the camps. You attack the elders, the mothers of the doctrine who came before you, and you teach the new believers, the young, to disrespect them. You have slaughtered the cow and her calf in the same goddamn day. This is an abomination. It is a violation of the creative protocol of the universe, and Yah hates it with the perfect hatred, because it is the spirit of Cain, total, unmerciful destruction. And when ye will offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving unto Yahweh, offer it at your own will. Verse 29, a thanksgiving offering. This is about gratitude. And look at the condition, at your own will. This means from the heart. It cannot be forced. It cannot be part of a religious ritual you do on autopilot. Yah does not want your fake, empty praise. He doesn't want you singing songs on Saturday morning because the schedule says it's time to sing songs. That shit is an insult. Real Thanksgiving is a reflex. It's a spontaneous reaction to seeing His hand in your life. It's when you look at that eviction notice that got canceled, that sickness that disappeared, that child who came home safe, and a real, unforced, all praises comes out of your fucking soul. That's the offering He accepts. Anything else is just noise. It's you trying to appease Him with dead works. Your will has to be aligned with His truth. You have to want to thank Him. If you have to fake it, you're better off shutting your goddamn mouth, because He can smell your bullshit from 1,000,000 miles away. On the same day, it shall be eaten up. He shall leave none of it until the morrow. I am Yahweh. Verse 30. Here's another piece of divine engineering. The protocol for a Thanksgiving offering is that it must be consumed today. You don't save the leftovers. What the fuck is this about? This is about the spiritual half-life of a blessing. When Yah gives you something, a revelation, a victory, a piece of spiritual food, it is meant for the present moment. It is living energy. It is spiritual manna. And just like the manna in the wilderness, if you try to hoard it, if you try to save it for the morrow, it rots. It breeds worms. You get a powerful testimony from your week, you are to share that shit on the Sabbath. You don't hold on to it to make yourself look deep later. You get a piece of understanding from the word, you are to eat it, digest it, and put it to work now. You don't file it away for some future Bible study. Procrastination is how spiritual blessings die. By leaving it until tomorrow, you are telling the Most High that your schedule, your comfort, your convenience is more important than His provision. You let the energy dissipate. You let the moment pass. The command is to eat it all. Absorb the entire blessing. Leave nothing on the table. Be fully present in the provision He gives you, because tomorrow is not fucking promised. Therefore shall you keep my commandments and do them. I am Yahweh. Verse 31. After all these intricate, detailed instructions, He brings it down to the simplest, most brutal point. Keep my commandments and do them. Two actions. Keep means to guard them, to treasure them, to hedge them about with protection in your mind and heart. Do means to get your ass up and put them into physical action. This verse is the death of all religious philosophy. It's the death of just being a quote-unquote believer. Yah doesn't give a fuck what you believe if you don't do what He says. You can keep the Sabbath in your heart all you want, but if your ass is at work on Saturday, you're a fucking transgressor. You can keep the dietary law in your mind, but if you got a pork chop on your fork, you're a defiled son of a bitch. This is where the rubber meets the road. All that talk is cheap. All that scholarship is worthless. Can you execute the command? Can you do the work? He signs it again. I am Yad-Heh-Wah-Heh. That's the authority. The commander-in-chief has given the order. Now, are you a soldier or are you a fucking coward? Neither shall ye profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am Yad-Heh-Wah-Heh, which hallow you. Verse 32. This is it. This is the whole goddamn point of the entire chapter, of the entire Torah, of your entire miserable existence. Do not profane his holy name. To profane means to make common, to treat as worthless, to drag through the dirt. His name is not a magical incantation. It is his reputation, his character, his authority, his very essence. Every time you call yourself an Israelite and then you lie, you cheat, you steal, you fornicate, you act like a savage, you are taking his name, his reputation, and stomping it into the fucking sewer. You are making the heathen look at the God of Israel and say, if that's what his people are like, then he must not be shit. And look at the second half of this verse. It is a threat and a promise. But I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. This is not a request. This is a decree. His name will get its respect. His reputation will be sanctified. He will be set apart as holy. The only question is how. Either he will be hallowed through your willing, loving, passionate obedience, or he will be hallowed by using your worthless, rebellious ass as a public example of his righteous judgment. He will get his glory one way or the other. He will be hallowed when he blesses the obedient, and he will be hallowed when he burns the disobedient to a fucking crisp in the sight of all nations. He ends it by saying, I am Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, which hallow you. He is the one running the sanctification program. You are in his divine furnace. You either let the fire burn the dross off of you and come out as pure gold, or you prove that you are nothing but dross and get consumed completely. The choice is yours. That brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Yad-Heh-Wah-Heh. Verse 33. And here is the final clause in the contract. Here is the reason for all of it. This is the basis of his entire claim on your life. I brought you out of the land of Egypt. He is reminding you of your salvation. He's reminding you that you were slaves. You were property. You were dead men walking with no hope, no future, no identity. And he alone broke your chains. He shattered the most powerful empire on the planet to set your worthless asses free. Egypt is the symbol for every bondage system you have ever been in. He brought you out of the auction block gospel of Christianity. He brought you out of the mental slavery of this American beast system. He is bringing you out of your addictions, your poverty, your self-hatred. He did all that for one purpose, to be your God. He didn't save you so you could go serve yourself. He didn't redeem you so you could go build your own little kingdom. He bought you. You are his property now. And all these laws, all these requirements for a perfect offering, they are simply the terms of service for being his chosen vessel. He signs his name one last time, like the final stamp on a deed of ownership. He owns you. So now the question is this. The Most High has laid out the terms. He's shown you what a defiled priest looks like. He's shown you who can and can't eat at his table. He's shown you the specs for an acceptable offering. He's shown you the penalty for profaning his name. The sermon is over. The warning has been given. What the fuck are you gonna do? You need to go home tonight and do a spiritual inventory. You need to look at the sacrifice you're offering up. Your life. Is it blind? Are you walking in this truth with no fucking clue what you're doing? Just following some other man? Is it broken? Are your promises to him shattered in a million pieces? Is it maimed? Are you holding back parts of your life, giving him everything except your money, or your secret lust, or your pride? Is it castrated? Is your walk producing any life, or is it a sterile, dead religion that can't even change your own damn house? This is the altar call, motherfucker. The fire is about to fall, and the fire only consumes the sacrifice. The Most High is looking for a whole burnt offering, perfect, without blemish. And if your offering is defective, the fire is still gonna fall. But it won't be a fire of acceptance. It will be a fire of judgment, a fire that consumes the profane. He said his name will be hallowed. He will get his glory. He will get his respect. And if you have spent your time in this truth, dragging his name through the mud with your blemished, half-assed, compromised obedience, then you are about to find out what it means to be sanctified by fire. He is about to make his name holy in this land by purging every single Israelite who made it common. The consuming fire is coming for the blemished offering. And right now, that offering is you. Get clean or get burned.
Saturday morning rising, alarm don't even sound. Natural wake up peaceful, that's that holy ground. No rushing to the job, no checking any clock. Just stretching in the bed, let the rest unlock. Kids sleeping in the little, house is extra calm. Right beside me resting, this the Sabbath bomb. Roll out slow and easy, no agenda for the day. Just worship, family, fellowship, the Most High way. Kitchen smelling good, food we prepped last night. So we ain't gotta labor, everything is right. Table getting set, but we moving at our pace. No hurry, no worry, just entering the space. Phone on airplane mode, laptop shut down tight. TV staying off, we focus on the light. Dressing something clean, but comfortable and free. This ain't about the fashion, it's about the peace. Gather in the living room, scripture in our hand. Teaching all the children about the covenant and land. This the day of rest that y'all commanded us to keep. Sabbath mode activated, locked in real deep. Locked in Sabbath mode. Saturday we rest, no work, no stress. Just the Most High blessed from the morning to the evening. Set apart and whole, Israel keeping Sabbath, feeding spirit, mind and soul. Locked in Sabbath mode, unplugged from the grind. Family, food and fellowship, leaving Babylon behind. Holy day of rest, that's the covenant we hold. Saturdays and Sabbath, locked in, bought and soul. Locked in Sabbath mode. Morning prayer together, everybody in a circle, thanking y'all for safety. Blessings in the word full, reading from the Torah, prophets and the Psalms. Kids asking questions, we breaking it all down. White fleet in worship, voice lifting up praise. House filled with glory, set apart these days. No scrolling through the feeds, no checking any text. Just present in the moment, giving y'all respect. Brunch around noon, everybody eating good. Laughing, sharing stories, bonding like we shouldn't have time in the afternoon. That deep Sabbath sleep, rest for the weary. Promise he keep. Wake and recharge, spirit feeling new. Afternoon discussion going deeper in the truth. Invite some family over, fellowship and share. Breaking bread together, unified in prayer. Kids playing peaceful games, no screens in sight. Just imagination flowing, everything is light. Elders teaching wisdom, young ones soaking in. This the generational blessing, Sabbath discipline. Sun getting low, evening coming in. We cherish every moment of this Sabbath. Sabbath mode. Saturday we rest, no work, no stress. Just the Most High blessed from the morning to the evening. Set apart and whole, Israel keeping Sabbath, feeding spirit, mind and soul. Locked in Sabbath mode, unplugged from the grind. Family, food and fellowship, leaving Babylon behind. Holy day of rest, this the covenant we hold. Saturdays of Sabbath, locked in, bought and sold. Locked in Sabbath mode. Evening time approaching, one more meal to share. Reflecting on the Sabbath, grateful that we're here. Talking about the week ahead, planning with intent. But right now we're locked into this holy event. No business conversation, no talking about the bills. Just enjoying this commandment, resting in his will. Kids getting sleepy, they been full of peace. This the type of rest that money can't release. We closing out the Sabbath with some final prayer. Thanking y'all for keeping us and showing that he care. Wiping out like eyes, we both feeling blessed. This weekly rhythm keeping us from all the world's mess. When the sun go down, Sabbath gonna close, but the peace we got today, that's something we can hold back till the week prepare. Recharging ready now, cause we took the time to rest. And remember the vow, they don't understand it, working 7 days straight. But we obey the Sabbath and we watching y'all create. Miracles and provision when we honor what he said. Saturday's the Sabbath, that's the day we break the bread. This ain't about religion, this about relationship. Fifth commandment, keeping people on that covenant. Ownership, so every Saturday morning till the evening time, man. We like a Sabbath mode, that's the Israel trend. They want the grind, we want the rest. They want the stress, we want the bless. They work 7, we rest on 1. Obedience to Yah, till the kingdom come. Yo, from Saturday morning to the evening fall, locking with your family. Honor the call, Sabbath mode activated.